Doesn't matter how many games you win, how many trophies or medals you win. You have to show up every single day on the trainings, on the game. You have to show up on every single shift you go on the ice. You have to try to win every single battle you have. And I take this to my life as well. And I think that's very important for every single young athlete as well. Just to remember, uh, if you play any sport, you're not succeeding every single time. You will be failing a lot. But the most important thing, obviously, is to get up and carry on and show up every single day. Even if you had a bad game or a bad training, you know, next day might be better, or the day after, or a week after. So that's what we learned from him, is to show up every day. Don't live in the past, live in the moment. Make sure you actually do your best every single time. And if you do that, you will success, you will achieve. Doesn't matter if you play a sport or if you study or if you work. End of the day, if you do everything you could, you will achieve something for sure. But end of the day, he was tough. But
Yes.
like I said, we really respected him. So
Yes.
I think there's one thing come into the picture as well, respect. So we
Yeah.
respected him and uh, and the way how he was coaching us, like helping us going through those hard times when you didn't play well, or when you were struggling, and we had team meetings and talks and chats and one-on-one meetings and positive encouragement. Yeah, sometimes I'm not gonna you know lie. Sometimes he was yelling at us and very, very, very angry, but end of the day, we learned that quite quickly. If we do what he's asking for, and if we're trying our best, he's not going to be angry.
Yes.
Even if we fail, we tried. So this is basically the main principle in my life as well. uh, yes, life is like a wave, obviously, like the ocean, up and downs, but end of the day, when you're down, you need to get up and get up to the top of the wave again and ride it as long as you can. We tend to like to work on things we actually quite good at,
Yeah.
because it's really satisfying when you do something and you can do and get better and better at, for example, shooting or whatever, if you break down the skills. But if you're not as good skater and if you're not practicing on your weakness, you're never gonna achieve what you would like to be, like a professional athlete. So my recommendation is definitely do extra trainings, outside of the normal training schedule, and the most important thing is to actually work on your weaknesses. That's what you want to achieve, to make sure you actually get better on your weaknesses, but at the same time maintaining your strength as well. Yeah, so that's important, and I did a lot of extra work as well myself. Yeah. For skating, running is good for everything, of course, but if someone has a bike, actually biking, it's more closer than to skating, because you're using the same muscles. So biking is actually very, very good, especially spin bike is very good. You can do a lot of interval trainings as well on them. Also stick skills, hand-eye coordination, those kind of things you can practice at home with tennis balls. uh, Stick skills, you can practice. There's special off-ice pucks and off-ice training balls you can buy, or even a golf ball. So that means you can practice your stick skills. You can practice different moves. You can set up different like little obstacle course you can go around. You don't have to be at the rink or on the ice. You can all do that. And then also, if you have a piece of plastic sheet and a bucket of pucks, and you find a place there is, you can shoot against, like a concrete wall in a park, or even a cricket cage here, you can just go and practice your shooting. And that's another very important thing. You can practice off the ice as well. If you go and shoot 100 pucks a day, you can imagine how much you're gonna improve and learn when you're actually practicing your shooting and your aiming and everything. Try to set up some goals which are, something you need to work for, but then also they're reachable. So I always try to set up actually a short term, a medium term, and a long term goal. When I used to play, I did the same. Now when I'm coaching, I do the same. So when I'm planning something, I always would like to, set those three goals and those goals are something I need to work hard for, but obviously there is something I can achieve. And same thing obviously with those kids. So first, if they set up a short-term goal, which would be they would like to, I don't know, being the best player in the age group league, or top goal scorer or whatever. If they can reach that, that means they have a great potential, because they are the top of the age group they play in. So they have obviously a great chance to turn to professional. But also, talking about professional, there's a lot of other leagues. They are actually semi-professional as well, all around the world. And then also there is a semi-professional league right here in Australia. So there is obviously a good chance for the kids. They are good enough. So then after that, obviously they can have a medium-term goal, which would be making, the national team here in Australia, which they have under 18, under 20 national teams. And if they're able to make those teams, they're obviously going to go to overseas. When they go to overseas to train and play for the national team, there's always scouts there. There's a lot of obviously other countries you go and play against. So you never know, if you have a good tournament, you might be, get an opportunity to go and play or train overseas. Strive your best, and try to reach the highest goal you can set, and try to enjoy every single day when you, as long as you can, to go to the trainings and make sure you go there because you love the sport. That's what I think one of the most important thing is. I would like to see from the kids. They're coming to the ring because they want to come to the ring, because they're loving it. It's not just the game, it's actually the environment, the friends, the teammates, the team environment, and all of those values you learn when you play a sport. That's probably the biggest thing, the love of the game. Yeah, 100%.